Hey everyone, long time no see. What, it's been like a
Bruta,
couple months? Wait,
Bruta, it's
huh?
been 11 months,
What do you mean it's
Bruta.
been 11 months since my Yeah, forget that. He doesn't know what the fuck he's
That's,
talking about.
dang
Anyway,
it.
and in exchange for making you wait so long, I've got this new video for you, which is how you're going to transfer all of your 2.7 projects in Blender into 2.8. I know some of you in the first video were already using 2.8 when you were following the instructions. So for you guys, I've also put some of the frequently asked questions from 2.8 and I've tried to answer them in this video. So hopefully it's informative for everyone, and let's get into it. Alright, so before we start with the real tutorial, I'm going to address one of the most asked questions from the last one, which is if you're on Blender 2.8, where do I find user preferences to add the cats plugin right here? Because in Blender 2.7, you go to File, User Preferences, but that's not there for 2.8. So what you're going to do for 2.8 is follow the guide in my last tutorial, exactly the same, but to find user preferences, instead of under File, it's under Edit, and Preferences is the last option. And then you'll add the add-on exactly the same using the install. Just navigate to your zip folder, and then as you can see right here, or if you want to search for it, Cats Blender plugin, and enable it that way. So that is the only difference between 2.7 and 2.8 to add the Cats Blender plugin, which is right here. Hey everyone, it's been a while since we've been here. If you've watched the previous tutorial, this is the avatar that we worked on in its completed state as of the last video. And now in this video, I'm going to show you how to get it from here, Blender 2.7, to here, which is Blender 2.8. So that way you can start using new Blender. And from now on, all of my future videos will be in Blender 2.8. So to start off, controls are a little bit different in 2.8. So before we look at how we're going to get from here to here, I'm just going to let you know that for my control scheme, as I'm used to working in Blender 2.7, I went up to the user preferences and I went to key map, and it used an option up here to change it to Blender 2.7x, which is basically the same control scheme as Blender 2.7. You don't have to do this, but this is what I'm doing because I'm very comfortable with it. So just know that if you're following along with a different control scheme, you might have to adjust slightly. So now that we've got that out of the way, let's get back into 2.7. So the difference between 2.7 and 2.8, the major difference is that all of the materials and textures are rendered using a node system. So if you were not using nodes in 2.7, which most of you probably aren't, when you import it into 2.8, so let's just say you had a 2.7 blend file and you wanted to open it in 2.8. So we'll just open the blend file right here. And this is what it loads in 2.8 like. So as you can see, it does no textures applied to it, and it's completely colorless. Everything else looks fine, but that's not what we want. We want it to look like this, which is what we are used to. So in order to get it to look like that, we're going to go back to 2.7, and when you install the cats tool, something that comes with it is a tool called MMD tools. And we're going to use the MMD tools to kind of bypass how nodes are transferred from Blender to Blender. So what we're going to do is use the tab over here to convert your model. You don't have to mess with the settings at all, just hit convert and hit OK. So you've now converted your model into a MMD model. And you're not going to keep it this way, but you're going to export it now as a PMX file, similar to what you imported it in as originally. So I'm going to export it to tutorial.pmx. All right, well, I can hear some typing already from some of you in the comment section saying like, Sion, why don't you just configure the nodes? Well, configuring nodes is something that I have not learned yet, and I know that a lot of people who are going from 2.7 to 2.8 also have not configured nodes yet, and this part of the tutorial is primarily for them, so they can get from 2.7 to 2.8. They can learn the nodes at any time, but this is just a nice, quick way to get their avatars that they previously were working on into 2.8 without worrying about the nodes right yet. So I know that it's not the most elegant solution, but it works. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and please enjoy this previously scheduled broadcast. And now we're simply going to import it into Blender. So let's just open a new save. All right, so one thing to note is that you should not be importing it with the cats tool. It'll end up not correct. So again, when you install the cats tool, it gives you the MMD tools right here. So you're going to import using the MMD tools. So just navigate to where you saved your PMX file and import that. So as you can see already, it's taken all of the materials and textures, but you just got to fix up a little bit by going back to the cats tool and hitting fix model. Now you can see right away there are two really large bones, and I'll explain why. So go into edit mode. So these two bones down here are toe bones. The reason why they're so large is because we didn't weight the toe bones in the original tutorial, because toe bones aren't necessarily needed. So as you can see in pose mode, they don't actually move anything, and because they have no weight to them, the program just kind of doesn't know what to do with them, and it makes them huge. I'm just gonna get rid of them. And this up here is the root bone for the hair that we made in the first tutorial, and also has no weight because it just acts as a root bone. So you can just shrink that back down to about the size of the head. You don't need to make it perfectly sized, just put it back. But and there you have it. It's that simple. You've successfully transferred your 2.79 project into 2.8, and you can see here, if you were to go and look at the shape keys, they are all still there in the proper order that you created them in, and they all still work. So there you have it. This will hopefully get you started on working on your projects in 2.8 if you previously used 2.7 like I did. I just wanted to touch on some of the UI changes that come from 2.7 to 2.8. Now I've just been learning them myself, so I don't know everything, and I'm going to try to just show you the big things. You're going to have to explore Blender on your own a lot. Hopefully in future videos that I'm more familiar with it, you'll be able to follow along easier. But so some of the big things that are different is that for those of you who use the cats tool a lot, and I know that I still use it a lot, and some people are very reliant on it, over on the left side by default in Blender 2.7, at least for me, and then you go to Blender 2.8 and it is now over here next to where your armature and hierarchy is, and there's a lot of things that got moved to this side. So here's just a few of the tabs here. As opposed to a lot of these tabs were over here before, but however, these location, rotation, and scale features you can see are still in the same place. And then another big thing is that these categories below your hierarchy are on the top row in 2.7, and they have changed now to this side row over here. I don't think it's such a big change, just same place, different orientation. So yeah, definitely do some exploring with how 2.8 looks, and if you have trouble following along, just you can ask questions in our Discord or in the comments below. Hey guys, I hope you found that video informative. I know it was a little bit of different format from my old one. And this one, you see, I recorded everything live, including my voice, as opposed to the last one where I did all of the tutorial recording initially and then did a voiceover afterwards. So let me know in the comments if you preferred the last one with the voiceover or this one where I tried to say everything live. I know when I'm trying to say everything live, sometimes my brain farts and I don't get out the words correctly, but it saves me a lot of time, and I think maybe you guys will enjoy some of my scatterbrained tendencies in the recording. But either way, let me know which one you like more, which format, and this is gonna be the start of new videos. I promise to be more consistent in uploads. There won't be one every 11 months anymore, but so also leave in the comments what you'd like to see in future videos, if you'd like to see more Blender focused things or more Unity focused things. And I will tell you that my next video is going to be how to transfer everything into the newest Unity. I know there has been a couple of Unity changes, I think, since the last video, so I'll show you how to do everything to get into the newest Unity so you can start uploading stuff that way. But thank you guys for watching, and holy crap, like, thank you guys for the over 1,000 subscribers since I made one video, and you guys got me to 1,000 subscribers. So I can't thank you guys enough. And everyone that's joined the model making Discord, thank you for coming and hanging out there, and shout out to all those guys in there. They know who they are, who are always helping out people when I can't, because it's hard for me to be on Discord at work right now. Quick shout outs to Steel, Gambit, and Envy, MVPs over there, always answering questions. Those guys are great, and all you guys are great too. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.